Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unpack the hidden stories in corporate filings, and I've got a juicy one for you today. We're diving deep into a recent report from Marwynn Holdings Incorporated, and let's just say there is quite a bit bubbling under the surface. Now, this isn't your typical quarterly update. It is a current report, Form 8K, filed after a significant event. Think of it as a company shouting out loud, "Hey, this important thing just happened." And what happened? A stockholders meeting. Sometimes these meetings are just routine, but sometimes, like today, they reveal a lot about how a company is being run and how its owners feel about it. So what is this Form 8K all about? Well, it's the official way companies tell the US Securities and Exchange Commission, or the SEC, about big news they can't wait to share. This particular report is all about Marwynn Holdings Incorporated's 2025 annual meeting of stockholders. It's like a recap of who showed up, what they talked about, and how everyone voted. Marwynn Holdings Incorporated, for those who might not be familiar, is a company incorporated in Nevada. It is listed on the Nasdaq stock market LLC under the ticker symbol MWIN. They've elected to be treated as an emerging growth company, which basically means they get some breathing room when it comes to following certain new financial reporting rules. That choice to not use the extended transition period for new or revised financial accounting standards is a little interesting, suggesting they're confident in their ability to keep up with the latest accounting practices right away. Now, let's get to the heart of the matter. What happened at this meeting? This report is all about item 5.07, which covers any votes that took place. On the 15th of December 2025, Marwynn Holdings held its 2025 annual meeting, and to conduct any official business, a certain number of shares needed to be present, either in person or by proxy. This is called a quorum. Here is where it gets a bit more interesting. As of the record date, the 27th of October 2025, Marwynn had about 17 million shares of common stock and an additional 135,000 shares of something called Series of Super Voting Preferred Stock. Now, the common stock is what most investors would own, and each share typically gets one vote. But this series of super voting preferred stock is a different beast entirely. Each one of those preferred shares gets a whopping 1,000 votes. That is a massive difference, and it means that even though there are far fewer of these preferred shares, they have a huge say in company matters. The report confirms that both the common and preferred stock voted together, which is how things are set up according to the company's rules. A good chunk of this stock was represented at the meeting. Over 12 million shares of common stock, which is about 72.73% of what was available to vote, and all 135,000 shares of the series of preferred stock showed up, either physically or via proxy. That is a solid turnout, and it means the votes cast are pretty meaningful. It's good to see a strong representation, as it ensures that the decisions made truly reflect the will of a significant portion of the ownership. So what were the big votes? The first item of business was to elect 5 members to the company's board of directors. These are the folks in charge of guiding the company's strategy and overseeing management. And what do we see here? Every nominee received an overwhelming number of 4 votes, yin-yang. Shengnan Shu, Eric Newline, Dandan Wang, and Devisha Patel all got votes in the high 147 million zats. A clear signal of confidence from the shareholders in these individuals. The small number of withheld votes and, more importantly, the relatively low number of broken non-vote compared to the 4 votes suggests that the shareholders who did vote were largely in agreement. A broker non-vote happens when a broker holds shares on behalf of clients but has not received voting instructions for a particular proposal. It is a good sign when these are low, as it indicates active shareholder participation. The second major vote was to ratify the appointment of Golden Eagle CPAs LLC as the company's independent auditors for the fiscal year ending the 30th of April 2026. Think of the auditors as the company's financial referees. They review the financial statements to make sure everything is fair and accurate. And here too, the vote was overwhelmingly in favor, with over 147 million for votes and very few against. This shows that the shareholders are comfortable with the choice of auditors. Finally, we see the signature section. This is where a duly authorized officer signs off on the report. In this case, it is Yin Yan signing as Chief Executive Officer and Chairperson. This is dated the 17th of December 2025, a couple of days after the meeting. It's a formal stamp of approval that this report accurately reflects the events. So, what's the story here? Marwynn Holdings Incorporated held a very successful annual meeting. The shareholders clearly expressed their trust and confidence in the current board of directors and the chosen auditors. The high number of 4 votes across both proposals, especially considering the voting power of the series of preferred stock, indicates strong alignment between management, the board, and a significant portion of the company's owners. The fact that they are an emerging growth company and are opting out of extended transition periods for new accounting standards might suggest a proactive and forward-looking management team. However, it is always worth remembering that a clean vote at an annual meeting is just one piece of the puzzle. While this report doesn't contain detailed financial statements itself, it sets the stage. The strong backing for the directors and auditors is a positive indicator, but the real test will be in how these directors steer the company's financial performance in the coming periods. We need to look at their other filings to really understand the company's financial health and strategic direction. Now, looking at these results more broadly, Marwynn Holdings appears to have a stable foundation, at least from a shareholder sentiment perspective. The overwhelming votes for directors and the auditing firm signal that the current leadership is well supported. The key question for investors will be whether this leadership can translate the shareholder confidence into tangible business success. The influence of the series A Super Voting Preferred Stock is a significant factor to monitor, as it gives a concentrated block of holders substantial control. This can be a source of stability if aligned with overall shareholder interests, but it could also present risks if their interests diverge. Alright, that is our breakdown of Marwynn Holdings' latest filing. What is your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Do you think the strong voting results are a sign of good things to come, or is there more to the story? Drop your thoughts in the comments if this analysis was valuable. Hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives into the corporate world. Don't forget to check out our Discord community in the description below for more discussions. Thanks for watching. See you next time.